Hey guys, Spoink here. Today we're going to go to our team builder and our week 2 battle against the Levy. And I hope you enjoy this video. Anyway, to start things off, let's go over his team. Now if you look in the doc, his team is Mega Pinsir, Tapu Koko, Hawlucha, Lycanroc Dusk, Klefki, Seismitoad, Skuntank, Starmie, Arcanine, Gourgeist, Miltank, and Dredagon. It's also right here in case you forget. Compared to my team, his team actually has what I believe is a fairly good matchup. Because there's not a lot of things I haven't answered to a setup Hawlucha or a setup Mega Pinsir. And then a good Coco set can kind of just run through me. But some of the other members don't really have the best matchup. Lycanroc Dusk is kind of a niche pick here in case I bring the Lapras or the Flareon, or in case I bring like Muck and he wants to have Droron, or just take out the Swallow in case that comes, which isn't really a threat this match. Seismitoad is decent here. It's kind of hampered by Tapu Bulu, but it can wall a few other things on my team, like the Landorus and the Terrakion. Skuntank here is a nice thing, because it can be mixed, and it can have Fire Blast or Flamethrower deal with Mega Scissor, and then it can also Pursuit Trap my Reuniclus. It's kind of nice here, but it also has a lot of weaknesses that can be exploited. Starmie's actually incredibly good here. Like the correct set here, maybe like a Specs or a Scarf set. Maybe with Ice Beam, Scald, maybe HP Poison, and then Psychic. Kind of just runs through me or deals a lot of damage. Same with Arcanine. Arcanine just intimidates here, and it just deals with most of my team, because most of my team, outside of Rotom, sometimes Swallow, sometimes Electivire, Reuniclus, and then sometimes Lapras, are all physical, and that's not the best thing. I guess also sometimes Flareon. Gourgeist is nice here because it can wall Rotom, and it can also wall non-Flyzy, Landorus, and also Tapu Bulu. It can also Will-O-Wisp quite a few things, which is going to be hard to deal with. And Miltank doesn't have the best matchup here, because a lot of my mons get fighting coverage, and can just burn it and deal with it. And then the same thing with Dredagon. It really doesn't have the best matchup. I guess you could be sheer Force Life Orb, but it doesn't really work the best here. Anyway, for my team, as you can probably see up here, let's start off with Electivire, just carrying an Air Balloon in case of Earthquake from a few mons I'm scared of. Most are notably the Pinsir in case it gets set up so it can't go for an Earthquake and Oko. It's carrying Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Earthquake, and Rock Slide. Now this is all coverage for certain mons. Thunderbolt is to deal with Hawlucha, it's to deal with Pinsir. Flamethrower is to deal with the annoyance of the thing if it comes. I'm sorry, I'm blanking right here. Deal with the annoyance of the Gourgeist if it comes. Earthquake deals with the Tapu Koko, Lycanroc Dusk, and the Arcanine. And then Rock Slide is also just another thing for the Mega Pinsir, because I'm really over-prepping for that. It's nice and mixed set with 208 HP, gives an odd number, 50 attack adamant, 90 special attack, 160 speed, which is an up to outspeed everything on his team, non-scarfed if he gets hit by a Thunderbolt by Tapu Koko. Go to our next mon. Landorus T with Flanium Z has the Intimidate ability, which is its only ability. It's a Rock Polish, Earthquake, Fly, Stealth Rock set. It's meant to really deal with the Gourgeist or the Mega Pinsir if it's really becoming a problem. Also set up Rocks, which are really good against this team because it hampers a lot of it. Or just Earthquake. And a +2 speed. This thing really outspeeds everything on his team, so I'm not bringing any speed investment. I feel like max HP, max bulk was the best play here. And go into our Rotom. This is a Assault Vest Rotom to deal with special attacking from the Tapu Koko or from the Seismitoad. Because my team right here doesn't have the best answers for it, you'll understand why. It's just a Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, it's got Discharge for Parahacks, then HP Grass for the Seismitoad. It's carrying that 248 HP, 104 defense, 108 modest special attack, 24 special events compared with the added on with the Assault Vest, and then 24 speed for speed creeping. That we have a Reuniclus, Leftovers, Magic Guard. It's another one. It's a Acid Armor, Calm Mind, Recover, Psychic. This thing can beat his entire team if the Skuntank isn't there, or if the Skuntank is eliminated early because he doesn't have the best answers to it. Especially if you get to +2 defense, you really can't touch this thing. It's gonna be really fun if I can get this thing to work. If not, it'll probably come in once or twice. After that, we have the Scissor, which is just another, I think like last week, another max HP, max defense. I'm running U-turn, Bullet Punch, Roost, and then Knock Off this time in case I want to knock off a few items or just catch the switch in. This thing will just be on there to pivot and just deal with stuff. Now here's my interesting set. This Tapu Bullet with Cove Berry, Grassy Surge, Stone Edge, Leaf Seed, Dazzling Gleam, and Whirlwind. Now this is a set mainly to combat the Hawlucha and Mega Pinsir, because this thing has enough attack to OHKO the Mega Pinsir. It has enough special attack to OHKO the Hawlucha. Also has Leech Seed to stall things out in case this isn't its first purpose. Also has Whirlwind to switch things out in case I really can't deal with it at the time, or I'm afraid I'll miss the Stone Edge and it's pivotal. It's carrying 224 HP, 32 attack, and 252 special attack modest with a minus speed nature. Not modest, 252 quiet, which is a minus speed nature. Anyway, that's my team, and we're going to get right into the battle. Here we are. Let me just switch sides. And reset. And as you can see from here, he is bringing the Gourgeist, Hawlucha, Arcanine, Seismitoad, Skuntank, and Mega Pinsir. I'm really surprised that the Tapu Koko didn't come, but my first thought for that was he's either Citrus Berry or his Grassy Seed, which both are really good brings. But I feel like that's Grassy Seed. It's more of a, in case I bring my Tapu Lily, which didn't have the best matchup in the first place, but I did end up bringing. And he leads with his Gourgeist, and you can see I lead with Rotom Wash. He frisks me and finds my Assault Vest. I decide I'm going to Volt Switch out and go into my Uniclus, because this thing can deal with it pretty well. He goes for Worry Seed, which gets rid of my Magic Guard, which is a really interesting play on his part. He then goes into a Skuntank, and I go into my Scissor. And here I'm afraid that he is going to go for a Fire Blast or anything, but I feel like I'm going to be faster than him where I can live it. So I just go for the safe U-turn. He switches into his Arcanine, which shows Intimidate. I mean, I just double out into Landorus. I'm sorry, I'm making things up. I have too many matches in my head. And at this turn, I think I decide to set up Stealth Rocks, and he goes for HP Ice. Trying a Life Orb, but not able to get the OHKO because of my bulk. He then goes into his Gourgeist. He frisks my Flying Z, which I think he realizes. I go back into my Rotom Wash. I go for another Volt Switch. Go back into my Uniclus. He shows off the Willow, which is a very important thing right here. It's not the best for me. And it means I have to play safe around this thing and try to get an early elimination of it. And I go back into my Landorus Therian. He goes Worry Seed, getting rid of my Intimidate. Now I'm like, this is the time when I go for Flying Z if I want to take this thing out. I don't think he realized I had it. But I feel like he might switch in or he might stay in depending on how he feels, because Landorus is low enough for him to KO. And he ends up switching into his Arcanine. The Stealth Rock's coming clutch here. The Fly Z comes off. The Arcanine is dead, which is really good because it makes sure my physical attacks always have full damage. And I realize Landorus has kind of served its purpose right here, and I kind of I go for Fly here in case he wants to set up. And I double in my Electivire because this thing work. I missed the Rock Slide, which is sad. And I go straight into my Rotom, because I can go for the HP Grasses and get that nice HP. He predicts me going to my Tapu Bulu. I go for HP Grass, that does 60. He sets up Rocks. I just go for HP Grass again. He goes into a Skuntank. I withdraw, instead of going to Volt Switch. He goes for Pursuit, catching that, realizing it does very little, maybe the option that he may be mixed and have high special. But I just go in my Electivire because I can Earthquake this thing for a lot of damage. He goes into his Gourgeist. And the Earthquake does 10%, but I decide I'm going to stay in and go for the Flamethrower. Try to get that kill. It does enough, and I get the lucky Leech Seed miss. And here I decide I'm just going to go for another Flamethrower no matter what happens, because it'll be an easy KO, and I don't think he wants to keep this thing around. And yeah, it just dies. He goes into the Seismitoad. I'm thinking he can't go for an Earth Mood. He's probably going to go for Scald. I can just go for another Earthquake. I don't really care if I get a burn. This thing isn't supposed to live. This thing isn't going to live that long anyway. I go for Earthquake. He goes for Scald. But he does not get the burn. And after you can see of that roll, he is in range of another Earthquake. Something I do take advantage of. And right here, I think he kind of goes into panic mode because he goes straight into his Hawlucha. When I'm pretty sure he could have KO'd me with his Mega Pinsir or his Skuntank. I don't know why he does this, because he goes for Drain Punch, which, I mean, brings me in range, I guess. But I can KO with a Thunderbolt. And then the Mega Pinsir comes in. Goes for Quick Attack when it probably outsped me. I send in Scissor here. I feel like he's going to go for the Quick Attack. I'm just going to go for Bullet Punch, get the KO. And that's Mega Scissor getting a KO. And then he brings in the Smallmon Skuntank. I'm not really afraid of losing this thing now, but it shows he doesn't have any fire moves. He just goes for Explosion. And the game ends with a 4-0 victory for your San Francisco Spoinkers. Now, looking at the recap of the game, I really didn't expect Electivire to do as well as he did. I also expected the Tapu Koko to come, which I think not having brought was a bad choice on his part. Skuntank was a nice bring, but I don't think he brought the right set to it. The Gourgeist was also nice here, but he really didn't utilize it the best. I feel like it came in with that, but it really didn't willow enough things I need to willow, and it didn't come in at the right times because my mons were just threatening enough to it. Then I also think misplays really conserved me to this 4 differential by sacking off that Tapu Koko for no reason. Because I'm pretty sure he had Earthquake on it in the sets afterwards. But anyways, that's going to end the video, and I will see you next week with my week 3 match against Excellent Name. This will be Spoink heading out.